I will put you in my earbuds so the echo goes away.
Oh, wait. Alright.
Ah, I'm presuming there's an echo.
There's not an echo.
Oh, beautiful. If there's no echo, I'm going to keep you on my computer.
No, there's none right now. Let me go modify the YouTube. Um,
YouTube.
so I'm just gonna, like, I think the best way, just to keep consistency, we will be live, which we are live right now. But oh my gosh, was this such a nothing burger.
YouTube title again.
I know, I'm changing it.
Cool.
Nothing burger.
Twitch is cooking up.
What is this, episode 5?
Yes. Hello. Okay.
Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is, because, like, we just finished the episode. I'm here in episode 5. That time nothing happened, and Jace got to leave the castle. Yeah, I literally pondered about not going live because nothing happens in this episode.
Yeah.
That'd be a good title. Okay, no, that's like a lie. There's like little things that happened that were good, but holy shit. Please, somebody let Damon leave fucking Harrenhal. I'm so over it. I could watch an entire episode. I'm literally gonna use this as my YouTube title. I'm using this as my YouTube title. Alright, okay, so I'm like, I can literally watch a whole episode of just Damon because he's very interesting doing stuff, but holy crap, did they really, in my opinion, they really missed the ball. So this is very true to the book of what happens in the book, but even in the book, I was like, this is boring. Like, they should add some context. Let me move us. Like, add some more stuff to it, because, like, holy man, especially if you don't like the idea of, like, the magic and the witch and all that stuff, it's like
there's something to work with.
There's nothing to work with. Like, one, the people are gonna, like, people who don't read the book or know anything, I'm trying to view this as like a general viewer too, not somebody who knows. They're gonna be very confused about that Damon sex scene.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. So let me go.
Almost questionable visual recognition skills. I'm like.
So, for context, if you missed it, he was sleeping with Enma, which is Viserys's first wife that he adored, and then it turned into his mother during that scene. But it's not very clear, and if you, I guess, aren't in the know, you won't know. Yeah, I was like, who the heck is that? So it was Enma, which is Viserys' first wife at the beginning, and then it turned into Alyssa, which is his and Jaceres's mother at the end. I don't understand why they did that, why it's included, and it's just confusing. I feel like we're wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I know that this season was actually supposed to be 10 episodes, and that it got cut down to 8 because of budgetary reasons and things like that. But I feel like there's a lot that could have been cut. And there's a lot that's been cut that makes more
That I feel like would have needed more.
would have been made more time, would have been shown. Like, it was very weird. Like, I really would have wished that we would have seen them being told about Rhaenys being slain. We've yet to be told or shown anybody being told that somebody has been killed or hurt in this series.
Yeah.
And I really would have loved to see that reaction from Corlys. Because holy crap. But they, for some reason, cut that. Like, these actors are amazing. And I think that, like, if they were to have included that it would just help a bit. Because these actors are amazing and they're doing great in their roles. We were just watching the the recappy thing at the end, and the actor of Corlys improvised crying. So these actors are going like above and beyond to create these characters. So why don't they just help them instead of hindering them? So normally what we do is we go through the episode and talk about it, but so much nothing happened and so much confusion I feel like happened because I was very confused what Daemon was telling the Blackwoods to do. I thought it was a really good scene and a really funny scene, but I was very confused by it. Like,
yeah, it's kind of annoying that they were like, they have this weakness, and then it just cuts, and we're like,
what is this weakness?
Can someone tell us?
Can somebody tell us what's happening?
I don't know the weakness. I'm presuming, we kind of got context on it later, but it's like...
Could we have at least seen, like, a scene of, like, fire or something in the city, or give us some kind of hint of what was going on?
Season is just, like, a reoccurring issue, too. Like, we're being told that things happened without
But we're not seeing it. Too much Daemon hallucinations, creepy Harrenhal stuff is cool, but I'm over it now. Been like 2 to 3 episodes of it. That's what I'm saying. I'm so over these hallucinations. Now, to start with, I'm not a huge fan of the Red Witch and all that, plotline in general. But I'm so over Harrenhal. They're wasting so much time in Harrenhal. Now, this is true to the story. But I just feel like it's such a waste. And I'm so over Rhaenyra and Daemon just having this lover's quarrel.
Same.
Like, I'm so over it. We need something to happen to him. Did we say that?
Like, things could be fixed if people communicated truth.
It's just the actual action that's happening is just being cut. It's just really weird. So, like I said, I think last week they are starting to build up the dragon seeds, which was not said in this episode. That's what Jace and Rhaenyra were talking about at the end, is using dragon seeds to see if they could mount the dragons. But they took a long time to get to that part. Like, what even happened at the beginning of this episode? We saw Corlys come in crying. Ah! My mouse is going. I hate when that happens. Lord have mercy. Okay. Where is my mouse? No, stop. We see the unrest of the small folk. I don't have my mouse. What is going on? There we go. We see the unrest of the small folk in this episode. First, we see them parading the head of Meleys through the streets, thinking that for some reason it would be taken as a good thing. But the small folk know that there are going to be repercussions to that. They're already starving, and they think that they're the ones that are going to be affected by this act. Um,
And I mean, they're not wrong.
we do see what happened with Aegon, where he's half burned. The metal is burned into his skin. He has many broken bones. He basically is like in a pain coma. And if we're following the books, he's going to be in that pain coma for a very long time. And we see them. Let's see. The scene, I do have to say, the scene where they were removing the armor from the skin, that was really cringy. Like, not cringy as in bad, it's cringeworthy as in like, ooh, ow. That was very good. Like,
it was very cringy, as in like, ooh, ow, like you said. But it's like, thank God, like they're adding like something like that on. It's like, at least we're like seeing something happen in regards to that, as opposed to just being told like about his condition in a way.
Yeah, we see Daemon threaten the Brackens, and nothing comes of that. We see Rhaena at not the twins, at, oh my god, I'm blanking.
Like, is that Rhaena?
Rhaena.
I thought that was Rhaena.
No, Rhaena is not. She's not the twins. She's at oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Where?
Oh, the Aerie.
The Aerie. She's at the Aerie.
Alright, I thought we were talking about the other sister.
Obviously, we see that oh my god, what is her name? A character that has not been built up like at all yet. She's not happy with the dragons. I'm gathering that people liked Maylee's further reaction. So what I'm thinking is that they know that because they killed the dragon, that they're gonna be the ones that are gonna pay, and they're already being cut down and have a food shortage because of Rhaenyra and the blockade, because the sea snake managed trade. So they feel like they're gonna be the ones that are gonna have to pay for it. We see more very vague. So I'm just like, I'm getting to the point where I really. That's what I thought. I said, feed them the dragon meat. I'm like low-key surprised that people just weren't started eating the dragon meat, because like they are starving, and I mean I don't know, like that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm also starting to just hate every single time Myseria's on screen, because every single time she's on screen, it's so vague. It's never like completely like spelled out, but it's not, which you don't always have to spell things out, but you should at least give us some sort of idea of what's going on and what the intention is, and there just isn't. Like, I have no idea what she was really hinting at with Rhaenyra, and why she sent her handmaid to go to the King's Landing, except for probably causing more unrest and uprising of the small folk in King's Landing. But she didn't really need to do that, and it's also not very well laid out. Yeah, the Green Squad isn't managing their resources. They are not at all.
They're not.
I do think the council scene though, with Aemond and everybody, we're trying to figure out who's going to lead. I think that was a really good scene. I
really like that scene.
You can kind of see that Aemond was prepared, and honestly, he is the better choice for king. We have confirmed dragon scaling. Maylee's was the biggest on the black side, bigger than Caraxes, probably only slightly. Yeah, that is very true. I missed that.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. But the thing is,
sorry, I think my wife.
Caraxes has more battle experience. And Damon has more about, like, this is just silly to me. Like, it's really silly to me of Rhaenyra just to decide to have this lover's quarrel with Damon instead of, like, thinking of the people that are dying. And she's throwing such a fit that these people are dying, which I definitely get that. However, just make up with Damon? Like, there's, like, such an easy solution to this, and she just, like, refuses. It's, I don't know, she's just, so, like, I think, so we do see that, as soon as Aemon takes the seat, he just immediately takes the role. He knows what he's doing on a military kind of, stance, but he does order the gates to be closed in King's Landing, which I don't necessarily know why he did that, because they're already hungry, and they're already, you know, a high temperament with the small folks, so they're gonna make them mad by trapping them in there. But I did say, like, when he said cut down the rat catchers, I was like, oh my god, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, all right, now I completely support Aemond. I'm behind him now in his.
Another cat, and then we got to see the dog. Oh my gosh! If we finally see the dog. Yeah, but we can.
The dog is probably my favorite character.
So this is definitely like a building episode for sure. So we're building up on things, but I just think that, like, writing wise, it's being very poorly done, I think, for the general viewer. And, like, I'm trying to think of it in the mindset of it being, like, how a general viewer would see this, because I know so much information. And they just are doing it very poorly. It's almost like they forget that majority of people have never read the book. Yeah, that was my realization. She's gonna start riots and stuff. I liked Corlys this episode, and the blacksmith guy, Hugh Hammer. I think that is Hugh Hammer. So the next episode should be more interesting, but I just really feel like they glossed over the death of Rhaenys, like, very easily. Okay, now I can't hear you if you're talking. Like, it was.
I agree about glossing over the death of Rhaenys.
Yeah, it was like, I felt like it was really glossed over. I felt like there should have been more thought
Also,
on
yeah,
it.
I apologize if I'm, like, coming and going. My Wi-Fi's been kind of spotty today.
Did y'all find it funny how Allison just assumes she'll be regent? Like, you don't have a military mind for it. Yeah, it really shows that Alicent has no idea, really, the, like, what is the word I'm thinking? The, not depravity, but the amount of, what, D, help me.
I'm not sure what you were trying to say.
Like, the magnitude. She's not realizing the magnitude of it. So Alicent did, she was Queen Regent during when Viserys was basically out of commission, but like they said, she ruled in a time of peace, and they're like, yeah, we need a military mind for this, which they're 100% right there. It's almost like Alicent's not accepting reality at all. It's, and yeah, her was just assuming that was, like, really funny. Of course it's gonna be Aemond is gonna take it, because, like, what is the other option? It's
literally
Kristen Cole. He's not gonna do it. He probably can't even read.
Like, what's the alternative too? Is, like, will Alicent just remain queen forever if he doesn't get better?
I mean, they would have to bring him in heir.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
at that point, is Alicent just assuming?
why is that? I mean, she's making the assumption because she did it before, but she's not suitable to handle this because she is not making good decisions her own, and everybody knows that at that table. We also said, how would it look if we answer Rhaenyra with another woman, which I found interesting, and I think that there is, like, a deeper psychology to that, but with my streams and stuff like that, I don't generally go into that psychology of sexism and all that fun stuff, which is very pushed hardly here. And I just kind of find quite interesting because of what the core Song of Ice and Fire was with women, but I'm not even gonna get into that. This is like they needed someone like Amon, but what they really needed is somebody like Otto to help lead him.
Situation and advise,
because
Eamon would have taken the advice of Otto. I think he actually would have listened as opposed to just instilling a hand of the king that will tell him whatever he wants to hear.
Oh yeah, for sure. So right now they have nobody in that court. Well, they do have some people, but they don't really have somebody advising them of good, like, PR, I guess you would say, or things like that. They have more of like that military mindset.
Yeah, Aegon kind of filled the court with yes men too, like the most he could.
Would have been a nightmare with auto advice. Yeah, like I still like the idea that Kristen Cole can't read, so you like literally. So we do see Jace at the twins. Jace is the only character doing anything in this episode, and it's not even that much. He goes to negotiate.
And he's in trouble for it.
Yes, he goes to negotiate the crossing of at the twins.
The twins.
With House Tully, and I can't remember the other house. Frey. Oh, yeah. I kind of ignore their existence. I hate House Frey.
I don't think that's an uncommon view.
I don't think so either. I think it's a popular one.
I don't know many who like the phrase. It became clear to me that Cole has PTSD after Rick's rest in the conversation with Allison, and yet she was dismissive towards it.
Allison's very dismissive of anybody who has anything wrong with them besides... She's a very selfish woman, I feel like.
Yeah, if you have any feelings, she's not really okay with that.
I mean, look at how she treats Aegon. Like, it's insane, like, how she poorly, like, and, like, coldly she treats Aegon. She was always, I felt like she's been a little bit softer towards Aemond than Aegon.
She was softer towards Aemond, for sure.
But this episode...
Even she was like, I don't know how she ended up, like, I don't know how he ended up like this. It's like, you're a terrible parent.
You really?
What are you talking
Really?
about?
You have no idea?
She's like, I don't know what happened. How did this happen? How did he turn out like this? Like, you have no ideas. None. Zero.
We see, yeah, and then we see Daemon just like, I don't even know, being a carpenter, just playing house husband. Like, it's just so boring. It's such a waste. And I know that this is how it is in the books, and I understand that, but I just really wish they would have added more interest to it. Just because we have such limited runtime that we don't have time for the padding, if that makes sense. The other thing is, though, I wonder if after every episode is over, if you watch it continuously, if it flows better than having the break between a week.
Maybe.
Because that's very possible. After the season's done, I'm going to watch them all as a continuous run to see if it flows better. But right now, with waiting a week, the continuous flow, like, just feels like there's so many episodes that are like, nothing happening. Oh god, something happened.
Yeah, nothing happening.
Nothing happening.
That already happened.
Discussing something that already happened.
Or discussing something that may happen in the future.
We see more creepy stuff with Alice Rivers, her being just creepy. The one thing I wonder here, if that I've noticed, now it's not in the books, if she's like real. Because like, or if she's just a hallucination to Damon in the show, because nobody else has recognized her existence except for Damon.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see that.
Like, oh yeah, Alice Rivers told me. People were just like, who the hell is that? Like,
yeah, it's clear.
that's an interesting thought.
The showrunners once again fail us in not showing Vermax clearly at the meeting. Would have been a perfect time to showcase another dragon. Very dragon stingy, despite the episode. It really was, and like it was very confusing why they didn't. Because as somebody who's done some CGI stuff, it's very hard, and I definitely understand that. However, if they already have CGI'd and rigged the model for that, why not just show like quick scenes of it? And just shoot it on a green screen, put it in. It doesn't need to be anything like super intense. You know, it could just be, we need to show some more dragons. Yeah, another shot.
The Lord of Harrenhal gave a weird look at her when he first saw her, almost a who is this look.
Well, the thing is, do we know if he's actually seeing her or if he's just seeing empty space? You know what I mean?
Yeah, is Aemon just talking to no one? And he's
or
just
Damon.
Sorry.
Yeah. Because, like, I would actually like that more.
Yeah, if Damon's just off talking to himself.
He's just talking to the wall. Because that's the kind of feel like it is. And I cannot wait for him to leave Harrenhal. It's quite clear to me that he's not gonna leave Harrenhal till probably, where are we at? Episode 7. Depending on how they take it.
Please get him out of there.
Yeah, please get him out of Harrenhal.
Get him out of there.
I feel like the only people who are enjoying the Harrenhal stuff are people who've read the books and know the history of Harrenhal. I feel like the general audience are like, please get him out of there. Because that's like the #1 complaint I have seen.
And even from book readers, it's like, okay, like, this was technically in the books. Like, this is accurate. But please do something with Daemon.
Yeah, so Alice Rivers in the book is said to be many things. She's said to be a witch that breastfed lots of children. And she's also been rumored to be the sister of Larys Strong, the bastard sister of Larys Strong. I don't think even all the book readers are enjoying it. Only the Harrenhal fans. Yeah, I could definitely see that. No, yeah. I think Harrenhal's like a very cool place, and I loved the way they introduced it with the rain, and that cinematically was beautiful. But I'm super over it. We see that Corlys finally gets asked to be the hand of the king. Or not king. The hand of the queen. Rhaenyra's right hand. And it's kind of we still see Rhaenyra making dumb decisions, saying that she has to go fight. She's acting like a child this episode. Watching her and Jace in the same room complaining about the same thing was kind of like cringy.
She really tried to pull out the like, wow, you think you have it bad, like not being able to go anywhere. Like, it sucks for me too. It's like, wait, you're his mother. Like, you're an adult.
You're an mother. Okay, this makes me very mad. This makes me so mad. Okay, so let me mute this so I don't get copyright claimed. So we get this scene, which is a brilliant, brilliant scene. And this is something that obviously is not in the books. And I love this addition of Aemon looking at the throne and Helena coming in and saying, like, what was it worth it?
Was it worth this? I think it was like, was it worth the sacrifice?
Was it worth the sacrifice? I wish this was extended and that there was more interaction between Helena and Aemon in this scene.
Yeah.
Was it worth the price? I think that would have been way better. I don't know why they made the decision not to add more context or more dialogue here. Like, it would have been interesting if he was like, I don't know what you're talking about, and she says like, I know that you tried to kill Aegon, and then him just trying to figure it out. Just like a little bit more dialogue than this quick sentence, and then cut away. Because
it's like,
that's what I thought. I was like, I said when this scene came on, I was like, I'm very excited to see this, and then it was gone. But we get a whole.
You're asking Corlys to clock it after his wife dies.
Yes. Yes. So
his wife dies, and she's literally like, "But you're still coming to work, right?"
Yeah. So we did see watch some of the after show thing, and they did say that she was trying to be political and take advantage of him in that time of need, because at that time he was looking for, obviously, a purpose, because all of his purpose is gone now. So giving him the chance to be the hand gives him purpose.
Yeah.
But
and his comment is basically being like, "Oh, like, is this supposed to be like her repaying me for like my wife dying? Like, is this supposed to be something that makes up for it?" That kind of was in a way her intent, like to give him something. But it's also like, are you coming into work today?
I thought this episode was supposed to be 90 minutes.
I also thought it was. I don't know how long 60. It was, but I don't think it was 90.
No, it wasn't. It's 62. 63. I'll have to look into that. So I think the next episode is going to be a better episode than this one, because it's going to show the uprising of the small folk and stuff like that. Another thing that they did say in the after episode is they were making it like a propaganda war, which they definitely aren't. I mean, that's a way of war. That's the thing with Game of Thrones, and you see that with people like Littlefinger and Varys, right? That you have to play the game. And there's very few people, except for Aemond, I feel like, at this point, that are playing the game.
Yeah. And Aemond's, like, right on point, too. Like, they're like, okay, cool, Aemond, you're King Regent. He just goes, he takes the ball, he sits down, and he's like, okay, cool. Here's 6 things, go do them.
Well, I really do feel like somebody should have been sent to Harrenhal, like, a long time ago. And, like, been like, so what's going on up here? Alright, let's go see. Why don't we watch the preview for the next episode again? Because there's not that much to say about this episode. At all. There's not.
We've been here 33 minutes, and I think we basically said what happened. And our thoughts.
There's a lot of little small things that just need to be dived into deeper, but I don't really... I don't know. I guess I could always do streams going into all the small things that go on and things like that, and the little Easter eggs, because there's tons of those. But, like...
Yeah, like, as a general viewer, so when I'm doing these streams, I'm trying to do it as more of a general viewer and a general viewer reaction. It just missed the mark.
I do like how Hugh is being made a sympathetic character.
I do.
Same.
So he's not that in the books. And I despised Hugh Hammer because of that. However, I do really like the angle that they're taking with him. Let's see. New. Yeah. Oh my gosh, let's find the preview. Where is the preview? Okay. Alright. I'm gonna keep the sound off just because I don't want to get claimed. Alright. All right, let's watch the preview. So it's more setting up the dragon seeds for the next episode. More Damon being in Harrenhal. And maybe he's leaving in the next episode. We do see Aegon awake, and Aemon's going to be doing something to him. It looks like people are marching. And they say we need Damon's. Rhaenyra says she knows we have to stand alone. And then we see the uprising of the small folk. So it should be a better episode than this one. And then we get to see a good image of Vermithor. I believe it's Thermophor at the end. I thought for some reason Vermithor was going to be in this episode, but he's not. So, like, nothing happened this episode.
No.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even like any character. Like, normally we give a praise, like a LVP.
MVP and an LVP.
MVP. I don't have an MVP or an LVP per se. Because I just was
I
so
don't really have an
bored.
LVP because I feel like everyone's kind of at the same level, but I'm gonna give my MVP to Aemond because he finally got the rat catchers down.
He finally got the rat catchers down. Like,
my MVP for that.
I guess that's good enough. I mean,
He also made
Corlys.
some decisive decisions. He was the most active player, I feel like, this episode, so I give it to him.
Corlys had the best acting this episode for sure.
Yes.
In the very limited screen time he had.
Yeah.
I'm going to just give my LVP to the entire Castle of Harrenhal because I'm so over that plot point. Or Alicent. God, she's insufferable at this point because I guess of her selfishness. Did y'all peep how they glossed over Rhaena attempted to claim a dragon in the past, Bela, Rhaenyra convo. We did see that. I think there is going to be more of that in the later part of the season. Not that we have that much to go. But yeah, they kind of glossed over that. It's just a lot of glossing over, and maybe it's for budgetary reasons, but it's very confusing. LVP is Damon for the incest hallucination, baby ghost. Like, yeah, why didn't they, like, go into, I don't know.
You know what? I will also second Damon as my LVP for the incest hallucination ghost. Get that one.
Yeah, oh my god. Like, there was a lot that was glossed over. Like, I think that showing aftermath, even, of the thing with the Brackens and the Blackwoods, that would have been good. Instead of, like, I do really like the confrontation that they have with David at Harrenhal, except for we get it kind of cut short because of Harrenhal hallucinations and things like that, which is why I'm partially very over Harrenhal.
Also, I don't trust that any conversation with Damon at Harrenhal is actually happening until at least halfway through.
That's very true.
And even then, like, I'm still mostly sure he's making it all up in some way, shape, or form.
Damon.
I don't believe it's fully happening.
Damon down, bad, horrendous. Oh my gosh. I need Damon to start committing war crimes, doing stuff. People need to start moving.
He did war crimes, but we saw none of them.
Yes! Well, he didn't do the war crimes. He said the crown couldn't bloody their hands.
But he said someone else to do the war crimes, and I'm willing to make that work if they showed us any of the war crimes.
If they showed any of
They
us
should
the
have
war
blocked
crimes.
out the hallucinations.
Is it-
with what was happening.
Okay, but is it war crimes?
Yes.
Is it war crimes? They are on opposite sides.
They are. Scorched earth. Just take out the women and children.
There's nothing in this universe that prevents that from happening, right?
No.
So it wouldn't be a war crime.
No.
In our society, it would be. Show us the war crimes.
In our society. Listen, I'm making amends.
They should swap the hallucinations with what was actually happening. Yeah, they're spending way too much time on like the hallucinations and stuff like that, and how Harrenhal's affecting him.
Show us the war crimes.
Show us the war crimes. Show us the actual battle. Show us aftermath of battle. Show us something beyond these hallucinations.
Show us something other than Damon walking around in what is essentially a t-shirt and sweatpants and just being sad.
And being sad and cutting wood. That was a very... that wood cutting scene was longer than the scene of Aemond and Helena. So...
Yeah.
We need to watch him cut wood.
My wife, and I'm moving to a cabin in the woods for a couple of months to like think out my own issues, vibes. Except the cabin in the woods involves weird ghost hallucinations.
Alright.
You cannot have a war crime without a Geneva Convention. True. Just war, then.
Are we gonna stream next week? We should.
I am closer than you are.
They need to warrant Matt's paycheck. What they need. Okay, but if they want to warrant his paycheck, they should at least have him doing stuff instead of walking around in a nightie.
Sure.
Really interesting though to see other people's reactions, like more people who go dive into more of the book and the stuff like that know the symbolism. Because for me, this was such a dull episode. This is like a 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got some time that made up for some stuff, but not a lot. It wasn't what I was here for.
Yeah, we should be able to stream next week. It should be a better episode next week, as we are going to see the uprising more of the small folk, and it looks like there's going to be a riot. Listen, the nightie is part of the paycheck. I mean, after they just drenched him all day for that filming the Harrenhal, yeah, they're like, I'll drench it. I'll get drenched, but I need a nightie after that. Honestly, just one dragon scaling ages various in one another. Do you think they'll flesh it out clearly? I don't think so. Because if I remember correctly, Vermithor is bigger than Vhagar. Either bigger or equivalent size to Vhagar, but Vermithor doesn't have any riders. And that hasn't even been, like, brought up at all. So I don't think they're gonna clearly do that, except they're gonna keep pointing out the baby dragons.
Didn't they mention that Vermithor was, like, under their feet? Jace and,
Oh yeah, I mean, Zayn's been taking care of Vermithor.
They discussed Vermithor.
No, they discussed him. But they didn't discuss Vermithor's size.
No.
Vhagar, then Vermithor, then Melees, but unclear after that. Okay, so they're very close. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're going to. I really don't think they're going to, because, like, they barely show the dragons. And they really should. But... Okay, alright, I think that's gonna be a wrap for the night. Like, there's just not a lot to say about this episode. Even the recap is like... It's a lot of setup, I think, for things to come down the line. But it's just done quite weirdly. They did show Vermithor's face at the end of season 1. Daemon's been taking care of Vermithor. And did they just forget about... Is it Silverwing? Not Silverwing. What is the name of the dragon that is Rhaenyra's husband? No, is it Silverwing?
Oh god, no, Sea Smoke.
Sea Smoke. Did they just forget about Sea Smoke? Like, obviously Rhaenyra knows that he's still alive, but the others... Because Sea Smoke is a dragon that has seen battle. I don't know. It's unclear. I think that's gonna wrap it up for the night because there's just not a lot to say this episode. Hopefully there's more to say
it was a short one,
next week.
but there wasn't a lot going on. All my notes happened on one page tonight.
Do you have anything else you want to say about this episode?
No.
Alright.
There wasn't a lot.
Is Sea Smoke bigger than Cyrax? I think so.
Around the same time. But
They mentioned Sea Smoke. Yeah, they mentioned Sea Smoke earlier, but they didn't bring him up in this episode when they were talking about the different dragons. They brought up Silverwing and they brought up Thermopore. Now, Jace, in theory, should think that Sea Smoke doesn't have a rider. Because he doesn't know. I mean, it's quite possible that they are building up to something and it's like a slow burn because we haven't seen the whole episode, but we'll have to see. We'll have to wait till next week. Alright, that's gonna call it here for the stream. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And yeah, have a good one. We'll see you here most likely next week.
bye-bye.
Bye guys!